Ao
by
ataque
naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
Japão, Alemanha e Itália.
As American forces prepare to attack by sea, beaches must be scouted and cleared of mines and obstacles. Special units are conceived to do this highly dangerous work. Navy demolition teams. One early volunteer, Harold Hall, heads to a new training center at Fort Pierce, Florida in the summer of 1943.
I was 18 years old, gung-ho, ready to go, and they said they were looking for 100 volunteers for demolition. So I ran over and I asked them if they had any physical limitations because I was nearsighted. They said no, and I said, sign me up.
Today, you have to volunteer and you have to pass tests and you have to do this and that and the other thing. Back then, it was just like you volunteer and you're going to do it until you quit.
But no amount of training can prepare them for the fury of their first assaults. June 6, 1944, D-Day. Among the very first invaders, ahead of the largest amphibious assault in history, are demolition teams who paddle ashore in the early morning hours to clear the beaches of Nazi mines. They, along with Army combat engineers, managed to open 8 of 16 landing zones. But those victories come at a cost.
We lost about 50% of our demolition unit members to enemy fire on D-Day.
Perdemos
That's a huge hit
50%
for any unit
dos
that was
caras
half Air
que
Force.
faziam demolição.
Just over
Esse é
a
no
week
dia dele,
later,
tá falando.
on the other side of the world, Harold Hall will see his first action of the war as he and his underwater demolition team prepare a reconnaissance mission in the South Pacific.
Saipan Island in the Marianas, just 1,500 miles southeast of Tokyo.
Japan considers the island vital. They vow to defend it to the last man.
The Battle of Saipan was a critically important amphibious assault because it put the United States in range of conducting bomber operations in Japan.
The mission, recon potential landing zones for tank squadrons. But some 30,000 enemy troops are dug in, waiting and watching. A mile offshore, Hall and his squad swim towards land, some clinging to the motorized inflatables known as flying mattresses. They're armed only with knives.
We were scared. We were all scared. If somebody said they weren't scared, there was something wrong with them.
The Japanese open fire with bullets and artillery shells. There's nowhere to hide.
I was in a flying mattress, and I felt an explosion. They said I was blown out of the water. You could hear the firing from the beach, machine guns and the rifle fire. You could go underwater and see the bullets after they hit the water dropping to the sand. There's no such thing as not surviving. I'm 18, I'm going to live forever.
Hall's heroics and the demolition team's information prove vital. They identify a safe zone for Allied tanks to land ashore and lead to victory.
With the capture of Saipan, the Allies are now within 2,000 miles of Tokyo, the Philippines, and Formosa.
The whole operation was highly classified. Even after the war, we were not allowed to talk about it for many years.
It's the kind of secrecy and daring